Hello, everyone. Welcome to Soul Prism Podcast, where we share bite-sized nuggets of wisdom for your body, mind, and soul to serve you, the emerging soulpreneur. My name is Tammy Mack, and I am so freaking excited to welcome Christine Michelle from The Aligned Soul. Christine Michelle is a visionary and strategic spiritual mentor and culture connector who works with bad and bougie female entrepreneurs to activate fame, fortune, and fulfillment in their total lives. She is a psychic channel who utilizes her genius to effortlessly combine coaching, consulting, and mentoring skills to help her clients create over $7 million and counting. She is a former 20-year corporate executive with Victoria's Secrets and Coca-Cola, who brings pop culture and corporate wisdom into her tools to help her clients and online empires. Welcome, Christine.
Oh my goodness, that is an amazing, amazing intro. Thank you so much. And I need to just put you on my shoulder and intro me everywhere I go.
Wouldn't that be amazing? And sometimes it's
Yes.
so true when we hear it back, when we hear it through our ears and it resonates with our soul and we hear it from somebody else's lips. Sometimes it just hits in a different way. And this is why, coaching and mentoring is so important, because sometimes we don't know. We know, but we don't know until we hear it, and then it's like, yeah, that's me. That is me.
From other people, your clients, and that helps you get in your conviction, and which we're going to talk about later. But conviction, when you can say that about yourself, it's huge because you are really ready to take up space. So
snap, snap, snap. So I've been following Christine for years, almost like 5 years now. I have been in her space. I have been curl crushing on Christine. When I first met her, she was really a queen of human design and gene keys, and she was blowing up the space. I would secretly DM her, I love your branding. It was so amazing, so beautiful, so feminine and powerful at the same time. But she's moved away from human design and gene keys. I'm sure she still has that within her and she uses it, but now she's moved into a space where she's ascended the chart. She is all of the chart, and she's really focusing now on identity and claiming that identity and being that identity and moving away from being limited by a quote unquote type or profile. I'd love for you to walk us through your experience of moving, from human design and away to human design and into the evolution of the aligned soul.
One thing when Tammy, you're so right. It was 5 years. I was with human design and gene keys before most people. It was I had 16,500 people go through two of my courses. It was Creating Aligned Soul by Design and then Next Level Manifesting. These were two specific human design courses, one for manifesting, one for business. And I was scared to walk away from it, but I felt in my heart, I felt a call from what I call God, universe, or sugar daddy. I felt a call from that inner being within me that was saying that there's something beyond this, because I started to see how my clients were kind of limiting themselves, even though that's not the way I teach it. And if you look at it, I was always saying, this is a tool, this is a tool. But sometimes when you give people a box, they're going to get in it. They're just going to get in it. Even if we say, leave the top of the box open, they're going to close the box. And so I was like, there's something beyond this, and I was being called by my higher self to step into that. And so I love the way you say it. I'm going to start borrowing this. I'm going to say, Tammy, as you said, transcend the chart. You're going to hear me say that a lot. I transcended the chart in that I started to own all of me, because if you really remember, just because this thing is highlighted on your chart doesn't mean that's all of you. We're actually the whole thing. And when we start owning that we are it all, then you're going to stop limiting yourself. Because, for example, I'm a psychic channel. I just could not buy into the fact that I had to look for something outside of me in order to move as a generator or force six or whatever. I have an open channel. Like I know, I feel in my heart when there's something to do it. I started watching like mentors and people that I was working with and who I'm not working with. And I was like, okay, they're the same as me, right? The same, design. And I was like, but they're making so much more money. I was like, because they're doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing, and that's moving in alignment with their heart, moving in alignment with their soul, following their channel. And so I just was like, I cannot in good conscience, like just only focus on this. I was like, there's much more. And that's where identity work was always a part, because manifestation, you don't manifest without the identity. But I started to focus my business on identity work and like really showing. I have a whole process that we can talk about, but it's called the PEV process. And I put it in my book, and it was in my book. And I guess the book was 2018 or 2019, The Aligned Receiver. It's a best-selling book. And I broke it down. It's called the personal energetic vibration. And it is where you're shifting your identity on a personal energetic vibration piece, but also in the movement piece to align with the identity of the most expanded thing that you want to create in the world. And so I like to call it the slip space, like quantum leap method, because you say, okay, what would I like? That's your of course goal. You say, okay, what's the stretch from that goal? Okay, now what's the biggest, like universe blow my mind goal? Okay, let me just go straight to that. And so you go straight to that and you say, who do I need to be to allow that to come into my life? And you just decide today I'm going to be, and I used to call it $10 million me. I'm just going to be that version of me right now. And I need to be the identity of that person. I don't need to like wait for something to tell me to respond to something. I don't need to do all those things, because when I started to look at that chart, like the human design chart, I was looking at gene keys and combined them together. I was like, you know what? There's a lot that doesn't work with each other. I was like, there's a lot like me being an initiator, me being somebody that's original, me being all of those things, having to look outside of me for other people. I'm like, no, I am a trailblazer. I am a pioneer. Get the hell out of here. I am not following someone else or waiting for some manifestor to give me blessing and tell me that this is what I need to do. I don't have time for that. And so that's why I shifted and decided that let me go for the whole being. And how do I help people be more of themselves, but more powerful, more like all of it instead of just a piece of it?
I love that so much. When I first started in human design, I found out I was a projector. And I'm going to be straight up honest, I used it as my victim card. I have no energy because I'm a projector. And meanwhile, I'm a Capricorn rising with my son's in gate 41. Like, I have so much energy, like, so much energy. And then I was like, well, I'm not supposed to be productive. I am the most productive person you will ever find because I create systems. I'm a work smarter, not harder kind of person. I can create on like crazy ass levels because that is just who I am. And so I love talking about moving beyond the blueprint or transcending the chart, right? Because it's a great tool to learn how to connect to your intuition. It's a great tool to learn how to listen to your body. But at the end of the day, you are your guru, right? Like, you are your creatrix. I call it, you are the creatrix of your matrix, because you truly are. And when you take that radical responsibility of what is happening to you, for you, through you, the game changes. The game changes so, so much. So I'm curious. I love that when you're talking about quantum leaping into, I call it my million era, my million era. Like, that's the name of my next summit, is the million era, because to transcend the limitation of working this corporate job or getting paid this paycheck, into claiming your space as a millionaire, claiming your space as big bad and bougie, claiming your space as a soulpreneur. How do you move from where you are now to where you're going?
Oh, such a good question. And I love the millionaire. I'm a millionaire, 10 million. I'm gonna say 10 millionaire. Okay. So how do you do that? I'm going to give you a tool. It's a tool that I love, and it's one of the core, the Aligned Soul Universe tools. And it's called, like I said, the PEV, but I'm going to break it down for you. And so your personal energetic vibration, right, is made up of your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings and emotions, your intentions, decisions, and actions. Okay. So if we think of those 7 things, and then we start to say, okay, I know how my thoughts, decisions, intentions, all of those things are now, but what would they be if I'm in my millionaire? In my, millionaire me, what is she thinking? Like, what are her thoughts? What beliefs are some core beliefs that she has, right? What are the feelings that I think I'm going to feel when I'm in that millionaire, right? What are emotions? How is my emotional intelligence? How am I managing my emotions? What would I be doing there, right? What are some intentions that she has every single day? Okay. What are the decisions that she makes every single day? And what are the actions that she takes every single day? When you can just start taking those and start implementing them in your life right now, you are energetically aligning yourself with your millionaire. You don't need the evidence that you're in your millionaire. You get to say, I am the millionaire, because I always love to say, your identity, the only difference between $1 million me or $10 million me and me right now is that she has $10 million or she has a $10 million brand or whatever. That's the only real true difference. Energetically, I can still think like her, be like her, move like her, decide like her, create a business and a product suite that would align with that. Open, show up in the world, show up in space, show up in with the integrity and with the confidence and the conviction of her right now. And so if you remember that the dollars or whatever, the millionaire, all those things are the byproduct, but the energetic piece you can start doing now, the choices, deciding, I can decide, okay, what would $10 million me do? What is millionaire you doing? Right? Okay, maybe she has some monthly recurring revenue. Okay, what kind of monthly recurring revenue would I like to create for me right now? Okay, now how do I promote that? How do I step into that? I've decided now it's time for me to move. It's time for me to create it. It's time for me to start selling it. You see what I mean? And so you don't need to like have the $1 million to be in your millionaire. No, you choose to be in your millionaire right now. I don't need $10 million or $10 million to have come through my brand in order to be $10 million me. I get to choose. I'm her right now. And then every choice that I make throughout the day, I'm like, does $10 million me wear that? Does $10 million me say yes to that interview? Does $10 million me say no to this? How does $10 million me respond? Who would $10 million me hire right now? Because I'm choosing that that's me right now.
I love that so much. When I talk about Soul Prism Collective, I talk about it as a legacy business, right? A legacy business that I'm growing into every single day. Some days I feel like a princess, like a little girl wearing like my mom's heels and my mom's big dress, and I'm growing in to it because, to be quite honest, I have no idea what Soul Prism Collective truly is going to be. I am just every single day being the CEO of Soul Prism Collective. I am creating product suites, I'm creating podcasts, I'm creating summits because this is the growth of my business. And so many people go into business because they want to make a quick buck, or they want, and for many of us, it's creating a movement, it's creating a legacy, it's creating something way bigger than us, and we're creating it for everyone. And so I would love for you to tell me, like, to tell my viewers too, like, when you have this big dream, how do you move into that space? Like, how do you claim that? How do you own that? How do you choose that every single day? Because the latest drug out there is certainty. It's like you see everywhere you go, the digital drug is certainty. Everybody's trying to give you quick fixes, steal my templates, do this. And those are like dopamine hit band-aids that aren't getting to the core. So, how do you move from that space of this is where I am now? And how do you claim the ownership of that next level?
I love this question. So the first thing is loving where you are now, right? Because if you are like in a gap, you're like, I'm not there yet, or why isn't it there yet? Where's my millionaire? Or like, where's my millionaire? It's not here yet. You're going to always be in the gap, and you're always going to be trying and moving, and it's not equal to you. It's not like in alignment with your energy right now. So the first thing is really appreciating where you are, even looking back at how far you've come to get you in an energy to be like, I am so appreciative of my right now. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is for you to remember that the everything, like the things that come with your big dream, they're just the byproduct. You have to focus on who you need to be in public and when no one's watching, and be that person without all of the evidence giving you permission to be that person. So let's do a little fun thing. So when you think about your millionaire, what do you think is going to happen in that millionaire that's different from where you are right now?
Hmm. Do you mean like lifestyle? Do you mean business? Do you
Lifestyle,
mean
business, whatever is the first thing that comes to your mind.
there's not going to be a lot of change because I've been doing the work. I do the work every single day. When I go for walks, I walk as though it's already happening, that it's happening. Like and but there's a few things like I'd be traveling more. I would be traveling more. I
Okay.
would be speaking on stages. I would be having my bestseller book, speaking on stages, being a sought after speaker that moves a freaking room. Like those are my big visions and things that I call in like all the time and I'm walking into and I'm creating myself and I'm staying in alignment for. So for me it's more travel, a simple life, and being the invitation.
Okay. So, how can you do more travel right now? Just in your whole life. Like instead of because you don't need the millionaire to be do more travel. You could travel around your neighborhood. Like you could go, to small places that's in your community. Like you could just work somewhere new and it could be your travel. Like you know what I mean? There's ways that you can incorporate travel right now. With a best-selling book, you get to start writing it right now, right? That book gets to start being written right now. You could even have best-selling smaller books before you have the best-selling New York Times bestseller that gets to come. And then speaking on stages, this is you're speaking on the stage right now. This is your stage. Social media is your stage. Facebook is your stage. Instagram is your stage. You're already on stage. And so what you get to say is, I'm already on stage. I'm already her now. And so so I was using that as an example to look for all the ways you're already that person. So it doesn't feel like it's far away. It's already who I am. All it is that when you ask for something or you have a desire, it's already done in the spiritual world. It's already done. 99% of it is done. It's that 1% that the time, the matter moves slower. So in the 3D world is just catching up with the energy of it's already done. And so you are already millionaire you. It's just that this 3D world is catching up. So the more you decide it's already done, it's already done, it's already working, I'm already having it, I'm writing the book, it's already a bestseller, like it's already happening. And you start claiming that I'm already on fire, I'm already working, it's already happening, and have that excitement that you would if you were to look at your life 4 years ago and look at where you are now, you'd be like, oh, have that same excitement, have that same flow. Then you're not looking for how do I get there? How do I get there? No, you're already there. It's already here. It's just the 3D matter is just catching up and you're giving it time to catch up. That's all.
Oh, that is such great advice for everybody who is wanting wanting something outside of themselves, because it's honestly it's already
I
within you.
say
Like
I'm it, right? I decide and it's done. I decide it's done. I decide I move, it's done. I love a butterfly. They're so beautiful. Love a cicada. They're so beautiful. Whatever it decides and it's done, it's me. Because everybody, all of you listening, you have the power to say, that's it, I'm done. One of my mentors, she was talking to another one. I have three mentors right now. One's very, very feminine. She's amazing. She's messy. She's into the things. The other two are like, mm-mm. They're they're very powerful. They're very bold. So these other two that work together, she was talking about. She had a conversation with her mentor, and she was like, "Okay, that thing that I was doing, I'm done." She didn't need to process it. She decided no longer, and she never thought about it ever again. It was something that she had been doing for years and years and years. She just decided it was done. She moved on. And I feel like we do have that power. It doesn't have to take 7 years for you to decondition and do all that other stuff. There's a lot of power in a human decision. And when you decide, and the big thing is to move in alignment with that decision, that's when you transform the fastest. And so a lot of my teachings and the things that I do, you'll see that we do inner work. It's deep inner work, but the last step of all of the inner work that I have you do is to decide and then move. If I'm shifting some belief that I've had for 150 years, and I'm shifting this belief that, was in my past lives and it was in my, my ancestral line, and it's the belief, okay, I'm deciding that that's shifted now. I've moved it from my body, right? We do somatic things. We move this energy from our body, but then I decided that it's different. So it's now time for me to move in alignment with that decision. Because if you do not move in alignment with your decision, your brain still thinks that you're doing the same old thing. And if you move in alignment with the decision, all of the reasons why you shouldn't move in alignment with decision now make themselves known, and you get to clear those. You get to move through those. You get to say, I'm doing something different. I'm choosing something different now, and show yourself that you are choosing something different. And then you will find that you shift and change, and things happen in your life so much faster. It takes some movement. And I know we have the feminine energy space. Love you all. I have a coach that's very feminine energy. I'm very feminine energy, but I'm also like, I'm very balanced. And that's what was my power in corporate. That's why I was so good at what I did, because I was super creative, but I also moved my ass and was very strategic. And so I know there's people that's like, oh, we need to be and we need to process and we need to take 3 days or 10 days and cry it out. No, you don't. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. If you feel you need to, go ahead. But I'm just telling you, don't have to. And if you are one of those people that wants to be like, I know I don't have to, you get to feel that emotion, feel it fully, allow it to come through your body, and then come to the neutral standpoint. And then immediately you can choose something else. And I just want you to know your power.
Beautiful. And what decide means is cutting all other choices,
Mhm.
right? So you're cutting all other choices, all the other attachments to outcomes, and you are going one way. You decide with that conviction. I want to thank you so much, Christine, for being on the Soul Person podcast. I love you. Like, I truly love you so much. I'm not on social media a lot, but there are a few people where I'm like, I need to listen to her today. And you are one of those people that I wake up in the morning, and when I do my morning journaling, I check out Quantum Queen TV. I listen to you. I listen to inspiring women to get me in the zone. I really cut out all the noise of all the noise, and I truly align with certain frequencies, certain people, and wake up and start my morning in those frequencies. So your book, let's talk about your book for a second. Do you have a link that we can share for your book? And I know that we're going to share a link to your Quantum Queen TV as well. And you are also a presenter in the Take Up Space Summit. And so I am so excited to be sharing more of you there. Thank you so much, Christine. Any last words before we close?
Oh, my last words are, first of all, Tammy, thank you so much. And you touched my heart with everything that you said. I want everyone to know, when you share with someone how much they've touched your heart, it touches them as much as it has touched you. And so I just want you to know that you have just made me smile so deeply. And to know that you've been in my world for the last 5+ years, it makes me smile. And know that I've watched you too. I like the posts that I see. I'm like, and I just remember in everyone in my world, and am always there to like cheer you on. I see you. I'm cheering you on. When you ask me to be a part of this, I'm like, hell yeah. Because I really am so proud of you and so proud of everything I've seen you do over these last 5 years.
Okay, well, we're not gonna go and need a Kleenex here, but thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I love queens seeing queens. I love, light seeing light. I love the spectrum that we all get to work on and serve on. And I'm so grateful that you're part of my soul family.